So as we approach the end of the year, the San Diego housing market has been showing signs of stability.
We need some stability in our life, man.
But is this the calm before the storm? Well, the winter months bring new opportunities or challenges for buyers. Stay tuned, because in this video, we're going to break down what could be the best time to buy a home here in San Diego. So let's dive in. But first, let's see how the San Diego housing market compares to other U.S. cities. According to the latest Case-Shiller report, home prices in San Diego metro area, which covers all of San Diego County, rose by 7% annually in July. However, compared to other cities like New York with an 8.8% increase and Las Vegas at 8.2% and Los Angeles at 7.2%, San Diego's growth has actually slowed in recent months. Although home prices are rising nationally, the housing market is experiencing its slowest turnover rate in decades. Not all metro areas are seeing large price increases. For example, Portland's price increased by 0.84% over the year, and Denver only at 1.3% rise. A new analysis from Redfin shows that only 2.5% of U.S. homes have changed hands in the first 8 months of the year, the lowest rate in over 30 years. In some major cities, the slowdown is even more noticeable. Los Angeles has only seen 15 sales per 1,000 homes. Boston and San Francisco follow closely with a rate of 15.6 and 16.6 per 1,000 homes, respectively. But it's not just about sales. Nationally, listings are at their lowest levels in over a decade, with only 32 out of every 1,000 homes hitting the market. This lack of inventory continues to push home prices to record highs, even though turnover remains incredibly low. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, mortgage rates. While rates have dropped slightly from their peak earlier this year, they're still well above pre-pandemic levels. That's keeping most homeowners, especially here in San Diego, locked into their existing low mortgage rates. And according to Redfin senior economist Elijah De La Campa, rates will need to fall significantly before many homeowners feel comfortable moving on from their low rates that they locked in years ago. If rates do drop into the high 4s or low 5 range, we might see more sellers enter the market. But will that be even enough to make some homeowners give up their current low rates and lower purchase price? For example, if you bought a home in 2018 that was $800,000 at the time at a 3% rate, and now it's worth $1.5 million and at 5%, is it really worth moving for unless you have to?
I'm not gonna sell, and you know I'm not gonna sell.
Many predict that the 30-year fixed mortgage rate may drop again by the end of the year. Just this week, I had a client looking to buy a $900,000 townhome, and he was quoted a rate of 5.625% on a 30-year mortgage. In fact, if you bought a home in the past 2 years, you probably aren't looking to move, but you may want to look into refinancing in the very near future. Now let's focus on the San Diego housing market for a minute. As I mentioned earlier, home prices in the county rose 7% annually. In June, the median home price for a single-family home peaked at $1,088,000, and as of October 1st, it's down slightly to $1,050,000, a 3.5% decrease. Last year, we saw a very similar trend, with home prices dropping from a peak of $1 million in July down to $960,000 in the fall, a 4% decrease, which is almost identical.
I see a pattern.
I see a coincidence.
Not all neighborhoods are affected equally. The ones with the highest price increases tend to have the largest corrections. For example, in Rancho Penasquitas, the 92129, the median price for single-family homes jumped from $1.43 million in January to $1.6 million in June, 11% increase. By October 1st, the price had dropped all the way down to $1.506 million, down 6% from its peak. This neighborhood has seen quite the roller coaster over the past 4 or 5 years. The same trend can be seen in other neighborhoods along the 56 freeway. Carmel Valley's median home price rose from $2.275 million in January to $2.83 million in July, then dipped slightly down to $2.8 million by the end of September. Del Sur and Forest Ranch followed a similar pattern, starting the year at $1.4 million, peaking at $1.75 million, and then dipping down to $1.675 million. If you bought a home in any of these neighborhoods, don't worry. I believe you'll be very fine in the long run. These areas are highly desirable for a reason and tend to rebound quickly. So if there's a particular neighborhood you guys want me to check out, feel free to put in the comments below and I'll be happy to respond to you. Now let's look at housing inventory. Typically, higher inventory levels result in price stabilization or even a dip in home prices. In July, we saw the highest number of homes for sale this year at 5,260. That's a sharp increase compared to the usual 2,900 to 3,500 homes we've seen in recent years. Some experts pointed to this inventory spike as a reason prices might cool off, but inventory has started to dip again recently. I don't expect prices to dip much farther than they already have in recent months. Over the past 3 months, inventory has remained relatively stable at 2.5 months supply, but this is the highest supply we've had since 2019, and as long as it doesn't increase too much more, prices should remain relatively steady. For comparison, the national housing supply is at 4.4 months supply of inventory, nearly 2 percentage points higher than here in San Diego. So if you're hoping for a housing crash, you might have to wait a little bit longer. Sorry to disappoint.
Come on, somebody crash!
So what does this actually all mean for buyers and sellers here in San Diego? Conventional wisdom might have suggested that prices would plummet when rates hit 7 to 8% here in San Diego. And while we did see a correction in 2022, home prices have exceeded expectations month after month. Over the next 3 months, you may see more price drops and homes stay on the market a little bit longer. But after the election, regardless of who wins, we'll likely see another uptick in the market with lower rates and more inventory in the new year. Could we see another 7% increase in home prices next year? If rates drop even further, which they're kind of expected to do, I would definitely not be shocked by it. Now, if I were a betting man, I'd say the next 2 months might be the best time to buy a home in San Diego in some time, especially if you want to avoid bidding wars in the springtime. But of course, don't just listen to me, do your research, talk to your realtor, and at the end of the day, do what is best for you and your family. Whether you're looking to buy your first home, move up in the market, or just keep an eye on real estate trends, San Diego remains a very unique housing market that never seems to follow the normal trends, so good luck trying to predict what will happen next. If this is your first time to my channel, please consider subscribing as we post new videos about San Diego each and every week. And if you're ever looking to buy or sell, love to help you out. Thanks for watching. Catch us next time. Bye.